Hey guys, the sourcing guy here at the Canton Fair, the largest sourcing fair in the entire world. It can feel a little bit overwhelming as it is absolutely massive, but I'm here to go and give you all of my top tips to make your Canton Fair a success. Hey there, I'm Isaac, the sourcing guy and founder and CEO of Imprint Genius, and I've been running a sourcing agency for the last decade. I've traveled all around the world sourcing over 1,000 products, and I built this channel to be able to teach you all my tips and tricks for sourcing products. So tip number one, you show up to the Canton Fair and you're looking for activewear, but you're seeing all these electric mini Jeeps. Why did that happen? Well, there's actually 3 phases of the Canton Fair, right? And they happen across different weeks throughout the 2 different Canton Fairs per year. So you're gonna have phase 1, which is gonna be mostly focused around electronics, technology type products, heavy machinery. Phase 2 is very focused around consumer goods and furniture. So think about maybe kitchen products or other things you might see around the house. Phase 3 is mostly focused around apparel. So all kinds of apparel, as well as some other categories like food and healthcare products. So now you're at the Canton Fair, you found a supplier that looks great. How do you go talk to them? What do you go and ask them to go and figure out if they're the perfect supplier for you? A major thing you want to figure out is, are they a trading company or are they a factory? But of course, you can always just ask them as well, what are you? Are you a trading company or a factory? A lot of time they will tell you the truth. Are you a trading company or a factory?
Trading company.
The next thing I would ask them is, what is your MOQ? An MOQ is a minimum order quantity. That's going to be the minimum you have to order of a specific SKU to be able to go and purchase with them. Now, a lot of suppliers might go and tell you a pretty high MOQ, maybe 1,000 pieces or a few thousand pieces. But don't forget that you can always negotiate. So they might say, oh yeah, our MOQ is 1,000 pieces. But if you go and you talk to them, you might be able to lower it down to, let's say, 300 or 500. So what's the MOQ from your factory?
MOQ actually is the 1,000 pieces.
Okay. And so let's say I want to get started, 1,000 MOQ is a little high for me. Could we pay a little more and do like 500 MOQ?
MOQ 500 is fine. It's
Okay,
fine.
great. It's also really important to understand who does a factory sell to and what their certifications look like. You have certain certifications that you need to sell to your customer. You can just go and ask them at the show. Another good question to ask them is, who are some big customers that you have, or do you have any big box retailers that you sell to? This would be a really good way to indicate the quality level that they're manufacturing at, as well as the size of their operation. And of course, if you want to figure out how big is this factory, you can simply ask them. Most of the time, they will tell you how many employees they have. And to give you an idea, a factory around 50 to 200 is probably like a small to mid-sized factory. Anything above that is a large factory, and any factory that has, let's say, 5,000 plus are some of the biggest in the world. Something to also note is that you want to go and ask the factory, what are your new products? A lot of time, these factories actually will hide their coolest, most unique new products from the actual booth area, because think about it, we're in a big hall right now with all the competitors all around you. So would you go and put all your coolest, newest stuff right up front twice a year? Sometimes factories are a little bit wary of that so the competitors can't see. So you can go and ask them, and maybe in a drawer, they're gonna have some of their coolest items. And of course, you should be asking the price point of the product. How much does the product cost? Which should be a really good indicator, right? Is it the right product for you? One of my biggest tips for the Canton Fair that you should be doing right away when you get here is go to the Design Awards section. Every year, Canton Fair picks out the coolest, most innovative products across the phases. So what you can do is you can go, you can check out the section, you can actually see the products that won the awards, and then you can find the booth numbers. Then you can go through the show, go through your booklet, and actually go to all the booths, work with those factories directly, and ultimately you're gonna have a way more successful Canton Fair that way. So at the show, there's thousands and thousands of booths. How do you go and find the right ones? Well, in the sections where you're going to try to just learn about a new category, where you don't want to get too into the weeds, you're gonna go down the main aisles here, right? These main aisles are gonna have some of the biggest factories, the biggest booths. They're gonna be able to give you a really good idea of the coolest new products that are coming out. But then if you want to go deeper, see potentially smaller factories, and really go into the category, you can go down the side aisles and find the new products available. So over the many days of the Canton Fair, you're gonna meet countless suppliers. And you might think, yeah, I'm gonna remember everyone, I'm gonna remember what the cards match up with. I promise you, you won't. So what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna take actual pictures of the business card, as well as take it with the products associated with it. Additionally, you're gonna wanna take selfies with your supplier, because then afterwards, after the show, they're not gonna remember you either. And then that way, when you reach out, they're gonna remember you, and you're gonna be able to compound off the relationship that you built while you're at the fair. Something I do as well is actually in my notes, I go and I put down all the pictures of me meeting the supplier, as well as the selfie and the business card. pictures of the booth, and then I put down notes such as the MOQ, the price point, and some other details about the factory. This helps me go and just access the notes channel even years later when I think about, oh, I met this factory, years ago at the Canton Fair. Let me go scroll through, find the picture, find all the information, and be able to go and reference it. So if you come to the fair, you'll need to share your contact information with different factories here. So the ways to do that will be obviously traditional business card, or going to be through WeChat. WeChat is essentially like the WhatsApp of China. Everyone uses it for their social media as well as communication. Once you go and you set up your WeChat, what you can actually do is you can set it up as your screensaver on your phone. So it's very easy for them to go and scan the QR code. Additionally, I like to go and bring business cards. When you're giving out a business card in China, you're going to want to hold it with 2 hands and pass it out with your information visible like this. As you source more and more products, your WeChat will start blowing up with different suppliers. So you have to be very careful of who you give out your WeChat to. So for me, if someone's dying to have my business card, dying to have my contact information, I'll go give my business card. And then I keep my WeChat just for the top suppliers I meet that I know I'm gonna be able to work with in the future. When you go to the fair, if you can, bring samples or spec sheets with you of the products you're looking to source. You will save so much time if you go and you have the exact details of the product that you're looking to manufacture, and then you're able to just go to the factory, go give them the spec sheet, and then on the ground, a lot of times they can go and price it out for you. Additionally, if you have samples ready, you can go and bring the sample to the booth, show them the product and say, hey, can you manufacture this? Do you have a rough price point on this? And then sometimes you can actually just go and give them one of the samples. They'll take it back to the factory. They'll potentially create you a sample from their factory, or at least give you the price point. This is the biggest trade show in the world. There's hundreds of thousands of people that end up coming. So as you can imagine, the hotels get expensive and booked up. So if you want to get a good hotel, for example, connect to the trade show so you can just walk and avoid all the crazy traffic coming in and out, go and book it months in advance. If you want a hotel that's going to be walking this at a trade show, you're going to want to book in this area right here. But if you want to stay in another really nice area of town, I'd recommend this area right here. So a tip for the Canton Fair is that it is absolutely massive. There's about 40 halls just like this. So what you have to do is really plan out your stay, because there's no way you're gonna be able to see all the products. What you wanna do is grab a buyer's guide. They're available all throughout the show. And within the buyer's guide, it breaks down all different halls and has a map, right, of where everything is. There's no way you're gonna be able to go and see everything. So what you have to do is figure out what areas and what halls make the most sense for you. Right? So here, for example, do you want to focus on tools? Do you want to focus on consumer electronics? Is it household appliances, or is it heavy machinery? Right? These are all different places, and the fair is so large that you really have to go and map it out. So what I recommend doing is you go, you get the booklet, you grab a pen, you start marking off places that you've been, and you figure out a game plan of where you're gonna go visit. With the show being so big, a big mistake people make is they don't wear comfortable shoes or clothes. It is a must to wear trainers or running shoes as you go through the show, because you'll be walking a lot. I would say we average between 15 and 20,000 steps a day, and that's across 5 days. So make sure you're comfortable. You also may be wondering, oh, do I have to dress super professionally for the show? If you actually go and look around and see people, majority of people are relatively casual, so don't overthink it. Really wear something that's comfortable for you, but don't wear pajamas. That's all I gotta say. So those are my top tips for the Canton Fair that you need to know before you go. Make sure to like and subscribe for more sourcing content, and stay tuned for future videos.